Okay, can you hear me? Okay, good evening. Thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank Nacho and all the Nomad City team. I think that the organization has been amazing and the work that you're doing, it's really good. So congratulations. Yeah. And also, of course, thank you very much for inviting me. So today I'm gonna try to tell you a bit of our story. It's going to be a long story short. So we are a software and design company, and well, we started as many other companies in the software development field and also the design field, which is trying to work with startups and many different projects. And while doing so, we did websites, mobile apps, a lot of different stuff, right? After that, we worked really hard and we won a couple awards. And that took us to the next level, which is we had enough time and a bit of money to invest in our own projects, and we started investing in a cloud platform project. And after building it, we went to Las Vegas, to United States, to present it in a conference. And we were lucky enough to meet the right people and start working with great companies. Especially, we started working with the eBay Mobile and Innovation Department. So we are here, I'm born and raised here in the Canary Islands, especially in Gran Canaria, and we are here in Gran Canaria and also Tenerife. So after 3 years working together, we started working for American companies, and we faced a lot of different challenges because all our clients were in the US. But after working really hard, right now we're a team of 23 people, and I'm gonna tell you a bit of the challenges we face it and how we try to solve them. The first challenge is communication. You are not on the same place as your clients, and that's a big deal. So we became obsessed with the email. I think that people really don't take care of emails. They don't take emails as seriously as they should. I think that we saw emails as an opportunity to create a lot of value. And what we did, we could even spend 3 hours to write an email. And you're gonna say, well, that's not efficient. It wasn't at all. But we were just learning. But why did we spend 3 hours? Because we wanted to be extremely easy to manage. So our clients were working with us, and why were we spending so much time? Because we were thinking. I think that's the key. We were trying to go deeper. We always said, we're not going just to follow orders. We're going to think what you need, what you like, and then we're going to send you an email, and you're gonna say, okay, these guys already thought about everything. They even took decisions. Everything is well written. Everything is very short. So finally, it becomes even better that working on the same place because it's extremely efficient, and managing us was very easy. So that took us to the next level because the managers, that took really care of their time, because if you're working with companies that are trying to deliver high performance, they really take care of the time. And that's the key. So we try to develop our empathy. Like, how are they thinking? What do they need? If you're a manager, what are your concerns? How can we solve them? Also, embrace complexity. Sometimes you can say, okay, the client said that, I'm gonna do it. Not at all. Let's think, why are you asking me to do that? How can I try to go deeper and to bring and create more value? Then try to be extremely responsive. We receive an email, we're gonna say, okay, in a minute, I'm gonna answer you, even if it's 3 a.m. in the morning. Hey, I'm working on this, okay, if I can answer extremely quickly, I'm gonna do it. If not, I'm gonna take my time, but you know that I'm working. And that's one of the keys too. Of course, try to be creative. And finally, try to be proactive. Try to make proposals. Try to come up with ideas. So finally, that was like 2 years ago, we started working with Slack. And working with Slack meant a lot of different things, but Take into account that as a development company, we were working with developers in the US. So there we have a lot of challenges, like egos, for example. How are you going to say, hey, this code is shitty, we don't like it? You don't say that, but we say, we are going to say everything. Just say it. That's the key. Never say, okay, so say it. Because if not, it's worse for the project and for the long term. But then, try to be as creative as possible about how to say it. You can say, hey, I don't like this code, your work is shitty, we don't like it at all. You can say that. Of course, the answer is not going to be very well, right? It's not going to be good. But what if you say, hey, we have a couple suggestions about your work. Are you willing to hear them? Of course, they're going to say yes. And then you change their behaviors and you start trying to create a team with your client. And also, as I said, one of the keys was embracing complexity. Those things that nobody wants to do, those are the kind of things that we always try to go deeper and do it. Like, yeah, you gotta read a manual, a 300 pages manual. No, nobody wants to do that. We're going to do it because that's our key. So, also, another of the challenges was teleconference. I've seen people bringing their dogs to a Skype meeting. They are barking and it's horrible. It's a nightmare. So a couple of suggestions: if your home is under construction, you can't have a meeting at home, right? But people do it. It's like, it's a Skype meeting. Anyway, no, you can't do that. You gotta respect the other people and take Skype meetings seriously. If you really want to work remotely and if you want to get to be well paid, you gotta take these kind of things seriously. Like, for example, using Wi-Fi. It's okay, sometimes Wi-Fi works, but use a wire is much better. And also always remember, silence your mic. Mute yourself. That's one of the biggest problems I've seen in conferences in Skype. Like, we have both mics open, and then Skype is trying to catch noises from both places, and then nobody hears anything, right? So, prepare your meetings, take them seriously. Sometimes we forget about this. It's obvious, right? It's not something, but really, if you prepare the meeting, then you're gonna own it. And if you own it, it's the way you can create value remotely. Long meetings are hell, but a long Skype meeting are even worse, right? I guess that as remote workers, we all have been in very long meetings, and it's a nightmare. So try to be as prepared as possible. Try to go fast. And for example, if 5 people are speaking in a meeting, but suddenly 2 of them don't have anything else to say, just let them go. Hey, you guys can just go and keep with the meeting with the rest of the team. So, clients, ask your clients also to be responsible and to own these kind of problems too. Because sometimes we felt like our clients didn't care. And we were extremely concerned, like, we can't understand them in the meeting. I can't listen. Your dog is barking, and I can understand what you're saying. So finally, we felt like it was our fault, because you're working remotely and you're paying us very well, so it's our problem, and we were extremely stressed. But after all these years, what I've learned is you gotta say it. And if the client is not willing to do that, you have to stop working with that client. You have to forget about it. So you have to ask them to have a wire connection, a quiet place. Please speak slowly. You're speaking in Skype. Maybe the connection is not the best ever, so try to do it. And also, as I said, stop. 1 month ago, I came up with a conclusion which I think is so powerful. It's very simple, but it's really powerful. After thinking about all these years working, I thought those clients that could really appreciate what we were doing, especially those that had a technical background or a technical team that can see what we're doing, they love us and they always take us to the next level. The results are amazing. But if they don't, it doesn't make sense.
Thursday or Wednesday.
That's
how
a very
I
good solution.
build trust, I guess.
That's a very good solution. We even thought about having a camera at the office or in your home, in the place you usually work, and you have the camera there so the client can always see what you're doing. I think it's not a very good idea, but it was an idea, right? So, anyone else?
You over-communicate what you've achieved in a short period of time. Like every Friday, even though there's not deliverable, you say, hey, this week, this is what we have accomplished.
Yeah, over-communication. That's key. So the last challenge, and I would love to ask you another question, which is, I think that the biggest challenge from a company like us, when thinking not just about working remotely with our clients, but about building a team, a remote team, is how can we translate our values? How can we translate our behaviors, the way we do things? If we don't see each other, I think it's a bit risky. It's not easy at all. We can be a team and we can work for a client, but how am I going to hire someone? And how am I going to translate those values and those behaviors that really makes us a team? And that's the key of our success. So how do you think a company can do something like that? And of course, without spending a lot of money. Because yeah, maybe you can try to have advertisement or something like that, but you got to do it in a very cheap and fast way. How can companies attract talent like you, but also make you feel like you belong to a team? How can we make it happen? Answers, anyone? Ideas? The guy from Lanzarote? Okay, so are you hiring? Well, yeah, we're always trying to hire people. We try to also to find the exact moment where we have the right project for that person, but we are always hiring, trying to attract and find new talent. But as I said, for me, working right now in our company, you can work from home, you can do whatever you want, but we see each other at least once per week. But if you're working remotely, my concern is, what if the guy is working in a very important project for us and they don't care about us, and he's gonna say, hey, someone else offered me more money, so I'm leaving tomorrow and I don't care about your project. That's my biggest concern. I'm afraid about that. So how do you gain trust without over-delivering? That's how most of us do it, to overcompensate for being remote. As I said, yeah, it's over-delivering and trying to communicate as much as possible. And the key also is trying to find the right client. If you find the right client, they will understand your work, they are gonna appreciate it, and then you don't need to over-deliver. So I guess that's all.
Thank you very much, Jaime. Great.